I have thoughts, and these thoughts need to be spoken through, okay? We need to discuss. So, and this is like a really cutesy, informal chat today. I finished the first Life is Strange this week. I think it was this week, beginning of this week. And the new Life is Strange Double Exposure is out. I have Life is Strange 2 and I have Before the Storm, which is the prequel to Life is Strange 1. Life is Strange 1, you have to bear in mind, was created in like what, 2016, but it looks like 2012. Between that era. It really fed on that era. It's cringy. These people have just turned 18, so they're still on the precipice of adulthood, so they're annoying in like a childlike way almost. It was actually so much darker than I remembered it. I have played the majority of Life is Strange before the first game, but not from beginning to end in like one sitting. I've never owned it. It's always been with friends that I've done it. Finally I own it, and I played it beginning to end very quickly. I love it. I love the story. I love the animation. The animation double exposure looks insane. My thoughts are that I've seen a lot of edits on double exposure on TikTok, like fan edits, and it seems that Max in double exposure finally has a fucking personality. The storytelling aspect, I hope, is better in the sense of the character building, which I don't know if it is, but she finally has personality. And the thing is like, these stories are so deep and sad to an extent, but I also hope there's more of a lightness to double exposure, because Life is Strange 1 is so sad. And like, actually when you're playing it, because it's not realistic, but because the storytelling is so good and the animation isn't like cartoony enough to separate it like Cozy Grove or Animal Crossing, for example, that it genuinely affected how I felt. Like, my emotions were genuinely affected, and I think that's the sign of an amazing game. That's like, I love that, but it's not a cozy game. I'm known for my love of cozy games, but I've always said I love Life is Strange. Life is Strange is like my ideal game because it's long, it's the animation is my like favorite animation style, it's a story, you have a lot of autonomy over what happens, but there's still like dictation of like how to go about things, there's consequences to actions, no pun intended, if you play the game you know. So it's like my ideal game. I love it. What I love most about double exposure is the insane animation. I haven't played it yet, but the animation just looks so beautiful, and I think it honestly was about time that the animation upped its game as much as it has, because I have played Life is Strange True Colors. That was actually the first game I played from beginning to end and owned in like a sitting. But it was years after I had played like most of Life is Strange. So, and I'll get on that in a second. So the animation in Life is Strange True Colors is more similar to the new one, Double Exposure, but there was still like, I don't know how to describe it, and I don't know if it's because I'm playing on the Switch, but there was like a roboticness to it still. And listen, the first one, it was made years ago. The animation has come a very, very long way. So many games have taken on the style of Life is Strange. You know, there's been progress very quickly. Same with same with True Colors. Like, True Colors is still like what, a couple years old, a year old, 2 years old, something like that. So the progress is bound to happen. However, the progress from True Colors to Double Exposure is great because it seems much less robotic in a sense. but also that storytelling aspect of giving Max personality is great, because whilst I loved True Colors, I actually think it's a great game, and it has no link to the original Life is Strange. Really, I heard it has links in Double Exposure. I think that they create characters that you play that you can almost give your own personality, which I like, but I also like when the characters are fleshed out and have their own personality and aren't just there for like you to dictate and manipulate and choose. I have seen certain scenes from Double Exposure where I am so excited, because it's like Max has reactions to tiny things, and like her reactions are very realistic, and the voice is like, the voiceover is like a lot different in the sense of she sounds like Max, but she actually like voices things that make sense and like realistically, rather than it's very clearly for the game. And listen, this is all so subjective, this is my opinion. Like, I know other people are gonna like it, the original animation more than the new one, because it's very nostalgic and it was great for that time, and I completely agree. So I'm not saying one is better than the other. For example, I feel like I was much more invested in Life is Strange, the original, than Life is Strange True Colors, and for no reason that was really obvious to me. I think it was just like it was a bit, like Life is Strange is nostalgic to me, yes, but not to the extent that it would affect my preferability, is that a word? to like, not to that extent. So I don't think it was because of nostalgia. It's a really interesting thing though, and Life is Strange was, for me, like what I took away from it was so heavy, whereas Life is Strange True Colors was the opposite. It was like, it was heavy, but it was like much more light, and it didn't affect how I felt, and I literally played it in one sitting, so it was a bit shorter, and things seemed to be for a dramatic effect rather than shit, this is deep, you know. So I'm about to play Before the Storm, and then I'm gonna play Life is Strange 2. I am so excited about Life is Strange 2. There's also another Life is Strange game which is Captain something, I can't remember what it is, about a little boy. I am more excited to play those almost than Double Exposure, because I love the different stories, and I also think that Life is Strange True Colors was not different enough from the original Life is Strange to be so separated from Life is Strange the original. Like, if there was a connection between the characters, which I don't know if there is in Double Exposure, it might make more sense after that, then okay, fine. Like, okay, but if there's not, still, it was just the same story almost. And I feel like having, one, it being male characters, main characters, and two, kids, I think that's such an interesting change. And so many people say that Life is Strange 2 is the best game out of the entire series, but people don't usually like it because it doesn't have a romantic focus. I love that. I want it. I have it, but I'm excited to play it. So anyway, these are my thoughts at the moment. Pre Life is Strange 2, pre Before the Storm, pre Double Exposure, and the other one, Captain something, but post, or obviously original Life is Strange and Life is Strange True Colors. And I know I haven't played it in order, but that's just life. I'm now playing it in order, so I'm excited, but I'm also curious to see what happens, because I've seen certain critiques on Double Exposure, but I think that comes with any game anyway, so it's really up for opinion, and I'm intrigued to hear other people's thoughts, like once I've played it and like go deep into research, because then I will know everything and it won't be spoilers. So I thought I'd do like a little chat pre-playing playing the games fully and then coming back and seeing how my thoughts changed. And if you can't tell, if you've been here for a while, like I've never really posted gaming content or game content, and I'm really like, I've always been into it, but I'm really like wanting to create some form of content around it. I don't have any desire in the world to be a streamer of any sort. You won't catch me doing that kind of content, but I still want to talk about it. And yeah, I find that this is like a good way to do it, because I always do chatty videos anyway. So we could do like 𝙃𝙀😆's gaming corner. I love that. I love it. Yeah, so just like chatty, cozy vids, especially during these months where we talk about gaming. And I know that they're not going to be for everyone, and I know that they're not like heavily edited, and I know that they're like so specific because I talk about one game rather than here are the top 5 cozy games. But I don't care, and I make this shit for me, so suck my dick. JK, love you guys. I will see you in the Sunday video, and next week and the week after, hopefully, if you stick around. Love you. Bye.